Welcome to Leader Lifestyle Hub. As we have set the target of 200 book summaries in the entire year, here comes the book number 113. And the name of the book that we have today is How Google Works, written by Eric Schmidt. Before going further, let us see who is this guy, Eric Schmidt. Eric Schmidt is an American businessman and former software engineer who served as the CEO of the Google from 2001 to 2011 and the company's executive chairman from 2011 to 2015, as well as he worked as an executive chairman of the parent company Alphabet Incorporation from 2015 to 2017, as well as he worked as the technical advisor from Alphabet company from 2017 to 2020. So he worked for almost 10 years as a CEO of the Google. So today we are going to listen from him how Google works. So let us see the target audience of this book. The 53-year CEO of a small to medium-sized business, which is stuck in its old days, and the 28-year founder who just found her own values and is about to start a new business, and anyone who does not make food at work a priority. So these type of people, this book will helpful guide. Let us see the small synopsis. How Google Works shines a light on hiring and operating processes of Google, which have enabled it to come up with the great products continuously and stay visionary over the past 17 years. So this book is a result of 17 years processes of Google, and it was published in 2014. So let us listen from the author, Eric Schmidt, who acted as the CEO of the Google for about 10 years. Innovative people don't need to be told to do it. They need to be allowed to do it. Let me repeat the statement. Innovative people don't need to be told to do it. They need to be allowed to do it. After looking into visionary companies yesterday, I have no doubt about that Google would have been on this list had it existed back then. How Google Works was published in late 2014. Former CEO, Google CEO Eric Schmidt and Jonathan Rosenberg aim to give readers a peek inside Google's mind. They lay out lots of rules and principles that Google's leaders have used to stabilize Google during its rapid growth and keep it innovative. Let us see the top 3 lessons from this book summary. Here are my top 3 takeaways. Don't try to inspire, try to attract inspired people. Let me repeat this. Don't try to inspire, try to attract the inspired people. Second important lesson is it's okay if decisions take forever as long as everyone agrees once they are made. It is okay if decisions take forever as long as everyone agrees once they are made. And the third important powerful lesson is give your employees room to be creative. Let us take each and every lesson in detail. Let us go deeper in each and every lesson, what it is saying to us. Let's look at first one. Lesson number 1. Don't try to inspire, try to attract the inspired people. Here is the story. Larry Page, the founder of Google, saw a Google page with really badly designed ads on it. Means in the Google page, there are lots of ads on the results. He printed it out and pinned it on a board in the kitchen and wrote, these ads suck, next to it on a Friday evening. Means he printed out the Google results with a lot of ads in that, and he attached that page onto the kitchen board and wrote, "These ads suck." Like that, he wrote. A team of engineers saw the note and decided to tackle the problem over the weekend. They used their free time to work together and solve this problem. And by Monday, the issue was resolved. So what is the lesson to be learned here? Inspired employees are more important than inspiring leaders. Inspired employees are more important than inspiring leaders. So let us see another example. Larry Page didn't give them a great motivational talk about why Google needs these ads to be perfect. He just pointed out a problem. And because the engineers were already inspired people, they decided to give it a go. How do you get inspired employees? The answer is by creating the right company culture. So if you want to get the inspired employees for your team or for your organization, create the right culture. This comes back to your core ideology. What are your values? What is your purpose? Why do you do things? Whatever you do, why you do. Make sure your values are inspiring and your leaders won't have to be. So if you make sure your values are inspiring, even though your leaders are not inspiring, that is completely fine. If you have a great set of values, the right kind of people will be attracted to your company. The kind that is ambitious, not driven by money, and smart. Google calls them smart creatives. So the moral of the lesson 1 is, don't try to inspire people. Instead of that, try to attract inspired people. In this case, example has been given by taking the printout of ads of the Google search page, and the one statement made them correct that these ads suck. This is the statement. The Larry Page, the founder of the Google, written on the note, and the employees saw that and they fixed the issues. So let us see the lesson number 2. Let decisions take forever, but make sure everyone is happy when they are made. The only way to keep those smart, creative, and inspired employees is to treat them as equals when making decisions. Let me repeat this. The only way to keep those smart, creative, and inspired employees in long run is to treat them as equals when making decisions. So whenever you are taking decisions, you need to invite the employees and take the feedback and take wise decisions. That means sometimes decisions will take a lot of time, but that is okay, because in the end, employees will always support the final decision. Smart creatives want to be 100% convinced that the decision is the right choice, so they won't follow suit if they are not. Let us take an example. When Sergey Brin, the founder of Google, apart from Larry Page, Sergey Brin is also one of the founder, disagreed with an engineer, he suggested half the team should follow him and half the engineer. Eventually, the entire team followed the engineer because he had the more convincing solution. So let us repeat this example again. When Sergey Brin disagreed with an engineer, he suggested half the team should follow him and the other half of the team should follow the engineer. Eventually, the entire team followed the engineer because he had the more convincing solution. So all the engineers finally they listened to the solution of the engineer rather than following the Sergey Brin. This is actually highly efficient, since everyone will be dedicated to building the solution as best as they can, just because they believe it's the right way to go. It is not about who is right, who is wrong. It is all about which solution is good and which solution is best. However, sometimes you don't need a decision fast. which is why Google had daily meetings about a deal with AOL in 2002. Let us see what is this AOL. In
Art of living.
Art of living. I'm not sure.
No, that stands for that as well.
Deal with AOL in 2002 for 6 weeks straight. So Google
Google's
had a
Meet.
daily. Sorry?
Google's Meet with AOL into 2002. Put that, you'll get in Google.
Google meets AOL in 2002. It will go for Google. I think so. AOL is an American web portal.
You're going too fast. Read na in that second.
It seems like AOL is a mail. Somehow we'll see that later. Which is why Google had daily meetings with about a deal with AOL. AOL is a company email. So it's like a collaboration with the other company. 2002 for 6 weeks at straight. Since it was a pressing issue, they committed to give the decision sometime each day to make sure a consensus was achieved before the deadline. So I'm not sure whether that collaboration happened or not. In 2002, I was not aware of that. But they had daily meetings about a deal on this. Means if some deal is coming to collaborate, they were not taking the decisions very fast. In turn, they have taken some time for every day to discuss about whether to go for it or not. So let the decisions take forever, means a long time, but make sure everyone is happy when that decision has been made. That means even though you take the decision in long time, means delay in the decision is also good, but make sure everyone is happy with whatever decision you take. Let us see the lesson number 3. Give your employees room to be creative. In yesterday's build to last summary, I hinted at the fact that Google's 20% time, where employees get to spend 1 day per week on whatever fun little project they want, was not their idea. However, it is still a great rule. Hiring creatives is no good when you are not giving them the room to live that creativity. So, but creativity is exactly what is necessary to produce great ideas and products consistently. So create a company culture that encourages it. Here are a few ways that Google does this. Hence, Google always maintain the room for creative people and to maintain that creativity consistently. The cafeteria has great food and it is free for all. This way, people can stock up on energy while exchanging with colleagues, which is often where the sparks of creativity fly. Weekly, company-wide meetings are held where people can submit questions to the founders beforehand. Means like those ever weekly meetings are there, people can submit their questions directly to the founders. This encourages everyone to speak their mind on paper or on hand to hand. So these two things are options that Google taken initiatives. One is cafeteria food free, and second one is weekly meetings. As seen with 20% time or the decision making, employees are given a lot of independence. Anyways, we are going to celebrate Independence Day, right? So Google also worked on the independence as an employee basis. They can make their own decisions and don't have to be afraid of punishment for doing something their boss doesn't agree with. Let me repeat this statement. They can make their own decisions. Employee can make their own decisions and don't have to be fearful of punishment or afraid of punishment for doing something their boss doesn't agree with. Google gives their employees ambitious challenges and difficulties to reach goals, which is just what those smart creatives crave for. 10% of their budget goes to the experimental projects, no matter if they tank or if they sink. So make sure you not only hire creatives, but also you give them the space they need to get the most out of it. So these are the top 3 lessons. Don't try to inspire, try to attract inspired people. If you want to take the decision after some time, take some time, but make sure everyone agrees with your decision, or make sure everyone is happy with your decision at finally. And the third important lesson that we have seen is give your employees or give your supportive team room to be creative instead of making them strict or making them bounded with the principles. So give the creativity a chance, take the decisions wisely, and try to attract the inspired people. These are the lessons that we can learn from How Google Works, written by Eric Schmidt, who worked as a CEO of the Google company. And thank you so much. See you tomorrow with another book summary. Until then, stay connected, keep progressing. You can share your